The notion of a villain as protagonist is kind of something you've definitely explored in previous movies, but what was it about this version of it that excited you and made it a little different?
You know, this idea of kind of playing it. I just love that idea that you're rooting against your own will. That you're trying to root for him to get out. You know, how can he get out of this? And then juxtaposing that journey in this kind of very buoyant environment of a pop concert and kids screaming and enjoying themselves. It had a kind of a wickedness about it, a mischievousness.
Yeah, without a doubt. And tonally, though, it's got to be difficult because obviously, like you said, you're rooting for him to kind of get out, but you're also rooting for him to be captured. So tell me a little bit about how do you, as the director and the writer, kind of balance that so that the audience is right on that edge?
Yeah, it's a gut thing. Like you're him for so long, and he's both the antagonist and the protagonist. So when I choose to kind of have the movie tilt to, okay, now he's the antagonist fully, you were there because I've been giving you all the information that says this is a very scary human being. And so I just go tick, and then you're now on this side of the fence, but you've been on the other side of the fence with him, kind of like, I can't believe this. But it's the duality of him, I think, that causes that kind of, he does have two sides to him. And is this side that we're connecting to real or not?
Speaking of the two sides, I honestly think Josh's performance in this is so incredible. Like, you can almost see him shaking, like with like the battle inside him. So I'm curious, what were your notes to him kind of before the movie and during filming so that he kept that edge?
You know, it was an ideal prep for the movie because I had an actor who was completely open and was very interested in just receiving and talking and internalizing the thought process of this character. So we spent a long time before we even got into rehearsals just talking about these things. What is his makeup? Why does he do this? Who is he? You know, all of these things and you know, so basically there were so many thoughts. I mean, we could go on and on about what he and I spoke about, but in his normal life, he's able to do this and then do this, the two different sides of him. But on this day, he has to keep switching back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And that's a struggle, that transition from one to the other, and sometimes simultaneously. And that's where that kind of the thing you mentioned, the shaking, is hard. He does, you know, when he compartmentalizes, it's easy. But on this day, he has to be both. It's like the situation is forcing him to be one version of himself, and that's extremely difficult.
Enjoy the rest of the concert.